The Gazebo Players present King Lear, their 21st annual Shakespeare in the Park. Some historical context. Shakespeare wrote his play King Lear in the early 17th century, based on the Lear of Britain mythology. Earliest kingdoms were acquired by power, wealth, and armies. By the 1600s, the idea of divine right had taken hold. Divine right is the belief that the king is anointed by God and is therefore entitled to absolute power and obedience. King James I, who ruled England at that time, was a strict adherent of divine right. After uniting England and Scotland, he cemented the Church of England as the official religion and translated the Bible into English. Shakespeare's Lear rules from this mindset. When his subjects, and especially his daughters, don't fall into line, Lear loses his mind. The setting. This Lear is set in a more modern era, steampunk. Steampunk is defined as a subgenre of science fiction, more an aesthetic than an actual time period. Gritty and dominated by historical or imagined technologies, steampunk evokes both the Industrial Revolution and Victorian mores. Prevalent symbols include gears, leather, metal, and watches. Women wear corsets over their clothing, asserting their sexuality and power, yet acknowledging their bondage at the same time. Lear's daughters Goneril and Regan are prime examples. The staging. The majority of the action takes place in England, in and around Lear's kingdom. There is a central 24-foot rectangular platform. Low staircases on either side lead up to the platform, allowing for entrances and exits on the left and right. Most of the action that takes place on the platform is designated as multiple indoor locations. The grassy area in front of the platform is used to indicate outdoor settings. The platform is preset at the top of the show. In the center is a simple wooden stand. It's painted brick red to blend in with the brick exterior of the building behind it. A black metal clock with Roman numerals hangs on the stand. The clock hands move in real time. In front of the clock stand is a table covered with a crimson and gold cloth, flanked by 4 front-facing chairs. On the long side, red and gold matching crimson and gold thrones. They feature in Lear's colors and will be occupied by Lear and his youngest daughter Cordelia. Left of the thrones, on the short side, is a hunter green chair for Regan, Lear's middle daughter. On the right is a navy blue chair for Goneril, the eldest. A 10-foot-high stone castle turret stands on the ground at each of the front corners of the platform. Angled on the left is a tent with an 8-foot-wide cloth drape of a woodscape hanging from it. The drape is painted in dark, earthy tones with a sunlit path stretching from the foreground back between the trees. A similar angled tent on the right also bears an 8-foot drape. This painting depicts a weathered wooden hovel with an open door and stacks of wood piled in front. Crackled gray planks lean against the side with small, darkened windows at the top. Now a note about non-traditional casting. The Gazebo Players has been performing free Shakespeare for over 20 years. Unlike in Shakespeare's time when all the actors were male, we confront the common community theater issue of more female-identifying than male-identifying actors. Therefore, we have a long history of inclusive, non-traditional casting in which actors may play a part as it is written or by changing the pronouns. However, we never change the rest of Shakespeare's language. In King Lear's pre-show notes, pronouns reference the gender of the character, not the actor. The fool is non-binary and is deliberately referred to as they. And now introducing the cast in order of appearance. Cameron Bates as Edmund. Edmund is the illegitimate second son of the Earl of Gloucester. His older half-brother Edgar is the legitimate firstborn. Edmund is unmarried and prefers it that way, though he has made private promises to both Goneril and Regan. He conspires with and makes love to them both. Although one of Shakespeare's greatest villains, Edmund appears against type. He is the fair-haired boy with platinum locks and an open smile. Edmund longs for love and a sense of belonging from his father. He aims to display his status with jewelry in the hopes that people will see his father's wealth and forget that he's a bastard. Ironically, in his quest to be found worthy and powerful, he becomes less and less human and more bionic. He is an accomplished swordsman, dueling with and without the use of his mechanical arm. Charles Hughes as Duke of Kent. Kent is the Knight Marshal and a longtime friend and defender of the king. Kent is one of the few people in Lear's court who's allowed to speak to Lear honestly. Kent wears the colors and trappings of Lear's court. After Lear has partitioned his kingdom and banished Kent, he disguises himself as Caius and wears rougher clothing, an apron, a leather cap, and goggles, for the rest of the play. Although Kent is the oldest person in Lear's court, he is still physically fit. He is a master at using weapons, often wears a sword, and walks with firm steps. Barbara Shapiro as Gloucester. Gloucester has 2 sons, an illegitimate son named Edmund and a legitimate son, Edgar. The wife and mother is presumably dead, as there are no references to her. Gloucester is fiercely loyal to Lear. He is also allied and friendly with Kent. Gloucester wears round-rimmed glasses, attached to which are 2 smaller magnifying lenses. After he is blinded, he wears steampunk-style goggles. Eyes and seeing form the most important symbolism associated with his character. Like Lear, his blindness to the true character of his children contributes to the play's tragedy. Jacobite McPhee is King Lear. Lear is the father of 3 daughters, Goneril, Regan, and Cordelia, a great inconvenience in medieval times. As ruler, Lear believes he has been anointed by God. However, his relationships with his daughters are tenuous. Lear is deeply disappointed that Goneril was not born a boy. He's affectionate but distant with his middle daughter, Regan. Lear loves his youngest daughter, Cordelia, yet he expects total obedience and subservience. When his daughters do not appease Lear's ego, he is quick to cast them aside. Lear's short-sightedness starts a chain of circumstances that lead to his own downfall. The members of his kingdom wear shades of red and aged metal to display their alliance with Lear, including the Duchy of Burgundy and the King of France. At the start of the show, Lear appears in full regal attire and crown. He displays a scarlet cape draped over one shoulder, a prominent stopwatch around his neck, and a large ruby ring as he makes deals for his daughters. Later, Lear sports brown tweed hunting clothes and black suspenders as he relaxes his demeanor in retirement. After his daughters strip Lear of everything, he starts removing articles of clothing as he loses his mind. Additionally, Lear's emotions and vocal tones change to match his degrading sanity. Ashley Harnan as Goneril. Goneril is the eldest daughter of King Lear. She's infinitely jealous of Regan and despises her youngest sister, Cordelia. As the eldest, Goneril is cast as the replacement son for Lear. Ruthless, she uses her sexuality to accomplish her aims. Goneril is married to Albany, but detests her husband, seeing him as weak and less ambitious than she. Goneril has an affair with Edmund, Gloucester's bastard, whom she sees as more worthy of her affections. Goneril's household wears blue. She is dressed in a plunging blue corset and carries a blue riding crop that she uses to hit and toy with others, and a bottle of blue liquid at her hip. Goneril prowls the stage, leading with her hips and chest. She is the femme fatale, explosive, the evil mastermind who never gets her own hands dirty, but has others commit acts on her behalf. Kelly McGowan as Regan. Regan is the second-born daughter of King Lear and the quintessential middle child between Goneril and Cordelia. Regan is married to Duke Cornwall and carries the title Duchess of Cornwall. Although she is Albany's sister-in-law, Regan refers to Albany as brother throughout. Regan's envy is highlighted by her green corset bodice. It is adorned with black leather, brass chains, and the pocket watches she steals from those she defeats, both physically and verbally. Her chains hang down to their black and green skirts, which flow as she strides across the stage. She often intimidates others by moving close to them and pointing with the sharp metal claws which adorn the fingers on her left hand. She is comfortable with a weapon and is unafraid to make use of the dagger she wears on her left hip. Elise Blanchard as Cordelia and the Fool. Cordelia is Lear's youngest and most favored daughter. While offstage, she marries the King of France. Cordelia starts the show wearing a white blouse and a salmon skirt with a black vest buttoned over it. Her color is closest to Lear's red. When she stands beside her sisters, it's obvious that she and Lear are the most aligned. Cordelia holds herself regally, with her shoulders square and arms hanging demurely by her sides. When she later returns, she has both a crown and some armor on her arm to indicate she is leading the war. The fool is Lear's fool, who quite literally follows and playfully taunts him. Typically, a fool would be a paid, fed, and housed member of the king's court. This fool follows him into the wilderness, but maintains their role as Lear's fool. The fool is dressed in red, Lear's color, as the fool is aligned with Lear. Baggy pants and a red vest, as well as a top hat. The top of the top hat is broken and sometimes flops around, and bends around their arms that have little vials in them. They wear combat boots, and they carry a flask. For part of the show, they bear and play a mandolin on their back. The fool saunters, typically leading with their hips. They're not always totally steady on their feet, and they fidget sometimes as they're watching the action unfold. Danny DeRigo as Burgundy, the captain, and Cornwall. A bit of a dandy, the Duke of Burgundy enters the scene as a potential suitor for Cordelia's hand in marriage. Decked in royal colors of gold and burgundy, with bracelets and bedazzlements, and even a small crown, he doesn't take the news of Cordelia's disownment well, and storms off when the promise of a plentiful dowry falls through. The captain begins the show as a loyal lackey of King Lear, dressed in colors that show his allegiance. He accompanies Lear to Goneril's home and suffers abuse at the hands of the lunatic king, performing menial tasks like bringing the king his dinner and chasing the king through the wilderness. The captain is then sent to assist Cordelia, who similarly sends him on a frivolous task. Tired of doing things he believes are below his status, and disillusioned from serving whoever happens to be in power at the present moment, the captain ultimately betrays Lear. Known for his cruelty both on and off the battlefield, Cornwall is the perfect match for his bloodthirsty, scheming wife Regan. Cornwall walks with a swagger and wields the largest sword in the show, a katana. His imposing presence and gravitas are domineering whenever he's on stage. He wears the colors of his household, green, silver, and black, with leather cuffs and imposing combat boots. Anna Sheehan as King of France, Oswald, and a gentleman. The King of France serves as a suitor to Cordelia. He rivals the foppish Burgundy for Cordelia's hand. Though he wears a smaller crown than Lear, the King of France does not need Cordelia's dowry. When Burgundy bows out, the King of France marries Cordelia off stage. Oswald wears a navy vest and tie, and is Goneril's steward and willing accomplice. He fears Regan and serves as a foil to Kent's devotion to Lear. Oswald is frequently on the wrong end of physical abuse by others. Gentleman is a servant in Gloucester's home. He wears brown to indicate his loyalty to the elderly Gloucester. Christian Oberoi as Edgar. Edgar is the son of Gloucester and older half-brother to Edmund, Gloucester's bastard or illegitimate son. Edgar is a bit gullible, not really interested in political power, and not necessarily all that sharp. He loves Edmund and trusts anything that Edmund tells him. After being sold out by Edmund, Edgar decides to disguise himself as a mad beggar. He invents the persona of Poor Tom. As part of this disguise, he takes on the characteristics of someone escaped from an asylum: jerky movements, sudden interjections that make no sense, a high, raspy voice, and a shambling walk. Later in the play, Edgar disguises himself yet again, this time as a humble highwayman who takes pity on Gloucester. Edgar speaks in a corrupted Scottish accent for this disguise, and it is under this disguise that Edgar ultimately confronts his half-brother Edmund. Although Edgar assumes different personas, he remains Edgar, putting on disguises in order to survive. Joe Rich as Albany, a servant, and the doctor. Albany is allied with Lear and married to Goneril at the beginning of the play. Albany dresses in a blue satin vest, as is the manner of his household. Albany and Goneril have a tempestuous relationship. While he desires his wife, she does not return his favor. The servant is allied with Cornwall and wants to emulate him. Quick-footed and eager, he carries a dagger. And although the doctor is attached to the Lear camp, he is garbed in black with a flat black hat. He's less concerned with pleasing others and more dedicated to simply doing his job. The doctor is older and slower, more measured in his speech and actions. And now, King Lear. On a red and black background, two hands touch palms. As they separate, words appear. Gazebo Players of Medfield presents William Shakespeare's King Lear. Outside King Lear's palace, Edmund stands alone. Kent and Gloucester appear in deep conversation.
To us, but now, in the division of the kingdom, it appears not which of the dukes he values most.
Is that not your son, my lord?
His breeding, sir, hath been at my charge.
That?
I have so often blushed to acknowledge him, that now I am brazen to it.
I cannot conceive you, my lord.
Sir, this young fellow's mother could.
Oh.
Though this knave came something saucily into the world, there was good sport at his making, and the whoreson must be acknowledged. Do you know this noble gentleman, Edmund?
Edmund considers.
No, my lord.
My lord of Kent. Remember him hereafter as my honorable friend.
Edmund bows.
He hath been out 9 years, and away he shall again.
King Lear, Goneril, Regan, and Cordelia file from the right.
King is coming.
Attend the lords of France and Burgundy, Gloucester.
I shall, my liege.
Meantime, we shall express our darker purpose. Give me the map there. Know that we have divided in three our kingdom, and 'tis our fast intent to shake off all cares and business from our age, conferring them on younger strengths, while we, unburdened, crawl towards death. We have this hour a constant will to publish our daughters several dowers, that future strife may be prevented now. The princes France and Burgundy, great rivals for our youngest daughter's love, long in our court have made their amorous sojourn, and here are to be answered.
Cordelia
Tell
nods.
me, my daughters, since now we divest us both of rule, interest of territory, cares of state, which of you shall we say doth love us most, that we our largest bounty may extend, where nature doth with merit challenge? Goneril, our eldest born, speak first.
The king sits, followed by Regan and Cordelia.
Sir, I do love you more than words can wield the matter. Dearer than eyesight, space, and liberty, beyond what can be valued, rich or rare, no less than life with grace, health, beauty, honor, as much as child e'er loved or father found, a love that makes breath poor and speech unable. Beyond all manner of so much I love you.
She kisses his ring.
Of all these bounds, even from this line to this,
Lear
with
points.
shadowy forests, champagnes rich, with plenteous rivers and wide-skirted meads, we make thee lady. To thine and Albany's issue be this perpetual. What says our second daughter, our dearest Regan?
Regan rises.
Wife to Cornwall. Speak.
Oh, sir, I am made of the self-same metal that my sister is, and prize me at her worth. In my heart, I find she names my very deed of love. Only she comes too short, that I profess myself an enemy to all other joys that the most precious square of sense possesses, and find I am alone felicitate in thy dear highness's love.
Regan kisses his ring.
To thee and thine, hereditary ever, remain this ample third of our fair kingdom, no less in space, validity, and pleasure, as that conferred on Goneril.
Regan sits.
And now, our joy, although the last, not least, to whose young love the vines of France and milk of Burgundy strive to be interested. What can you say to draw a third, more opulent than your sisters? Speak.
Cordelia rises and firmly sets her lips.
Nothing, my lord.
Lear frowns.
Nothing?
Nothing.
nothing will come of nothing, speak again.
Unhappy that I am, I cannot heave my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty according to my bonds, nor more, nor less.
How, Cordelia? Mend thy speech a little, lest it may mar thy fortune.
Good my lord, you have begot me, bred me, loved me.
She takes his hand.
I return those duties back as our right fits. Obey you, love you, and most honor you. Why have my sisters husbands if they say they love you all? Haply when I shall wed that lord whose hand must take my plight, shall carry with him half my love, half my care and duty. Sure, I shall never marry like my sisters, to love my father all.
What goes thy heart with this?
Aye, good my lord.
So young and so untender.
So young, my lord, and true.
Let it be so. Thy truth then be thy dower, for here I disclaim any paternal care, and as a stranger to my heart and thee find this forever.
Good my liege.
Peace, Kent, come not between the dragon and his wrath. I loved her most, and thought to set my rest upon her kind nursery. Hence, and avoid my sight. Call France. Who stirs? Call Burgundy.
Cordelia rushes to Kent.
My 2 daughters' dowers digest this third. Let pride, which she calls plainness, marry her. I do invest you jointly with my power, preeminence, and all the large effects that droop with majesty. Ourselves, with monthly course, with a reservation of 100 knights by you to be sustained, will our abode make with you in due turn. Only we still retain the name and all the additions to a king. The revenue, sway, and execution of the rest be yours.
Lear holds Goneril and Regan's hands.
Royal Lear, whom I have ever honored as my king, as my great patron thoughts on in my prayers.
Oh, the bow is bent and drawn, make from the shaft.
Let it fall rather, though the fork of which doth pierce art. Be Kent unmannerly when Lear is mad. What wilt thou do, old man? Thinkest thou duty shall have dread to speak, when power to flattery bows?
Kent, on thy life no more.
My life I've never held but as a pawn to wage against thine enemies.
Out of my sight.
See better, Lear.
Now by Apollo.
Now by Apollo, thou swearest thy gods in vain. I tell thee thou dost evil.
Hear me, recreant.
Lear stands.
On thy allegiance, hear me.
He points to the floor. Kent kneels.
Since thou hast sought to make us break our vow, which we durst never yet, our potency made good, take thy reward. 5 days we do allot thee, for provision to shield thee from the diseases of the world, and on the 6th to turn thy hated back upon our kingdom. If on the 10th day following thy banished trunk be found in our dominions, the moment is thy death. Away! By Jupiter, this shall not be revoked.
Kent stands. He bows to Cordelia, takes her hands. He turns.
Farewell, my king.
Here's France and Burgundy, my noble lord.
My lord of Burgundy, we first address towards you, who with this king hath rivaled for our youngest daughter's love.
Cordelia stands
What
frozen.
in the least will you require in present dower, or cease your quest of love?
Most royal majesty, I crave no more than what your highness offered, nor will you tender less.
Right, noble Burgundy, when she was dear to us, we did hold her so, but now her price is fallen. Sir, there she stands. If aught within that little seeming substance, or all of it, with our displeasure pieced, and nothing more, may fitly like your grace, she is there, and she is yours.
I know no answer.
Will you, with all the infirmity she owes, unfriended, new adopted to our hate, stranger to our oath, and dowered with our curse, take her or leave her.
Pardon me, royal sir, election makes not up on such conditions.
Then leave her, sir, for by the power that made me, I tell you all her will.
Burgundy eyes the King of France.
For you, great king, I would not, from your love, to make such a stray, to match you where I hate.
I yet beseech your majesty that you make known it is no vicious blot, murder or foulness, no unchaste action or dishonored step that hath deprived me of your grace and favor.
Better, thou hadst not been born, than not to have pleased me better.
My lord of Burgundy, what say you to the lady? Will you have her?
Cordelia drops her pocket watch in Lear's hand.
Give but that portion which yourself proposed, and here I take Cordelia by the hand, Duchess of Burgundy.
Nothing. I have sworn. I am firm.
Oh, I am sorry then that you have so lost a father that you must lose a husband.
Burgundy struts off.
Peace be with Burgundy, since that respects to fortune are his love, as shall not be his wife.
Fairest Cordelia, thee and thy virtues here I seize.
France bows with a flourish.
Thou hast her, France. Let her be thine. For we have no such daughter. Nor shall we ever see that face of hers again. Therefore be gone, without our grace, without our love, our benison. Come!
Bid farewell to your sisters.
With a delighted smile, Goneril sits with her feet on the table.
Use well our father. Prescribe not us our duties.
Unless your study be to content your lord, who hath received you at fortune's alms.
Time shall unfold with plated cunning heights. Who cover faults, at last shame them derides. Well may you prosper.
Come, my fair Cordelia.
The King of France and Cordelia walk away arm in arm.
I think our father will hence tonight.
That is most certain, and with you, next month with us.
You see how full of changes his age is. He always loved our sister most, and with what poor judgment he hath now cast her off appears too grossly.
'Tis the infirmity of his age, yet he hath ever but slenderly known himself.
The best and soundest of his time hath been but rash. If our father carry authority with such dispositions as he bears, this last surrender of his will but offend us.
We shall further think on it.
We must do something, and in the heat.
They separate and leave hastily for their households on opposite sides of the stage. Now by Gloucester's castle, Edmund paces.
Thou nature art my goddess. To thy laws my services are bound. Why, bastard? Wherefore base, when my dimensions are as well compact? My mind is generous, my shape as true as honest madam's issue. Why brand they thus with baseness, bastardy?
Edmund raises his arms.
My legitimate Edgar, I must have your land. My father's love is to the bastard, is to the legitimate. Fine word, legitimate. Well, my legitimate, if this letter speed and my invention thrive, Edmund the base will top the legitimate. Oh, I grow, I prosper. God stand up for bastards!
He hastens off, but is stopped by Gloucester.
How now? What news?
I know no news, my lord.
He puts his hand behind his back.
The paper were you reading?
Nothing, my lord.
No? What needed then that sudden dispatch into your pocket?
Gloucester waves
The
his hand.
quality of nothing hath not such need to hide itself. Let's see. Come, if it be nothing, I shall not need spectacles.
I beseech you, sir. Pardon me, it is a letter from my brother that I have not all o'erread, but inasmuch as I have perused, I find it not fit for your o'erlooking.
Gloucester reaches out.
Give me the letter, sir.
Edmund hands it over. Gloucester reads.
If our father would sleep till I waked him, you should have his revenue forever, and live the beloved of your brother, Edgar. Sleep till I waked him. You should enjoy half his revenue, my son, Edgar. When came this to you? Who brought it?
I found it thrown in at the casement of my closet.
And you know the character to be your brother's.
If the matter were good, my lord, I durst swear that it were his. In respect to that, I feign to think it were not.
He smirks.
It is his.
It is his hand, my lord. But I hope his heart is not in the contents.
Hath he never heretofore sounded you in this business?
Never, my lord! But I have offered and maintained it to be fit that a son at a perfect age and a father
He
declining,
points to Gloucester.
that the father should be as a ward to the son, and the son should manage his revenue.
Ha! Villain! Villain! His very opinion in the letter. Oh, where is he?
I do not well know, my lord.
These late eclipses in the sun and moon portend no good to us. We have seen the best of our time. Find out this villain, Edmund. It shall lose thee nothing. Do it carefully.
Edmund bows. Gloucester strides off in agitation.
This is the excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in fortune, often the sufferance of our own behavior, we make guilty of our disasters. The
Edmund
sun,
drops
the
to his
moon,
knees.
and the stars, as though we were villains of necessity, of fools
He
by some
rises.
heavenly compulsion. Oh, these eclipses do portend these divisions.
Edgar strolls to his brother.
Now, Brother Edmund.
They hug.
Oh, what serious contemplation are you in?
I am thinking, brother, of a prediction I read the other day. What should follow these eclipses?
Do you busy yourself about that?
I promise you, the effects he writes of succeed unhappily. When saw you our father last?
Why, the night gone by.
Spake you with him?
Aye, 2 hours together.
Oh, found you in him no displeasure by word or countenance?
None at all.
Oh, bethink yourself wherein you may have offended him. And at my entreaty forbear his presence till some little time hath qualified the heat of his displeasure.
Edmund places his fist to his mouth.
Some villain hath done me wrong.
That is my fear. Oh, retire with me to my lodging. Once fitly I will bring you to hear my lord speak. Here is my key. I pray you go. If you do stir abroad.
Go armed. Armed, brother.
Brother, I have advised you to the best. I have told you what I have seen and heard, but faintly nothing like the image and horror of it. Pray you, away.
Shall I hear from you anon?
Do serve you in this business.
He pats Edgar's face. Edgar leaves.
A credulous father and a brother noble, whose nature is so far from doing harm that he suspects nothing.
Edmund leaves in the opposite direction. Later, at Albany's palace, Goneril and Oswald converse.
By day and night wrongs me. Every hour he flashes into one gross crime or other that sets us at odds. I'll not endure it. His knights grow riotous, and himself upbraids us on every trifle.
She waves the riding crop.
Say I am sick. Put on what weary negligence you please. If you dislike it, let him to our sister, whose mind and mine I know in that are one, not to be your rules. Well, madam.
Oswald nods and withdraws. Goneril follows. Kent comes in wearing a leather apron and carrying a leather cap and goggles.
Ah, if thou couldst serve, thou banished it, if thou couldst serve where thou art condemned, thy master, whom thy loves, shall find thee full of service.
He disguises himself as Caius. Lear enters, wearing black riding gloves and hunting clothes.
And let me not stay at John for dinner. Go and get it ready.
He points to the captain.
Oh, now, what art thou?
A man.
What dost thou profess? What wouldst thou with us?
I do profess to be no more than I seem.
What wouldst thou?
Service.
Who wouldst thou serve?
The king removes his gloves.
You?
Dost thou know me, fellow?
No, sir, but you have the countenance about you that I would fain call master.
What's that?
Authority.
Follow me. Thou shalt serve me. If we like thee no worse after dinner, I will not part from thee yet. Dinner! Ho! Dinner! And where's my knave, my fool? Go and tell my fool to come hither.
The captain bows. Turns. Oswald blows past the captain.
Oh, you, sir. You, sirrah. Where's my daughter?
So please, you.
He shrugs.
Oh, what says the fellow there? And where's my fool? Ho! I think the world's asleep.
The captain scurries in.
How now? Where's that mongrel?
He says, my lord, your daughter is not well.
Why came not the slave back to me when I called him?
Sir, he answered me in the roundest manner. He would not.
He would not. He would not. Go and tell my daughter I would speak with her.
Oswald glares at the captain as he leaves.
Oh, you, sir. You. Come you hither, sir. Who am I?
Oswald
sir?
smirks.
My lady's father.
Oh, my lady's father. My lord's knave, you horse and dog. You slave. You cur.
I am none of these, my lord. I beseech your pardon.
Do you bandy looks with me, you rascal?
Lear slaps Oswald's face with
I'll
leather
not
gloves.
be struck, my lord.
Nor tripped either, you base footballer.
Kent throws Oswald to the ground.
Thank thee, fellow. Thou follows me, I'll love thee.
Come, fellow, by. I'll teach you some difference.
Kent kicks Oswald out, while the fool swaggers in wearing a top hat.
Wear him too. Here's my cox.
Hands their hat
How
to
now,
Kent.
my pretty knave? How dost thou?
Sirrah, you were best take my coxcomb.
Why for?
Why, this fellow here has banished two one's daughters, and did the third a blessing against his will. If thou follow him, thou must needs.
Fool places their
wear
hat
my
on Kent.
coxcomb. How now, Nuncle? Would I had two coxcombs and two daughters.
Why, my boy?
If I gave them all my living, I'd keep my coxcombs myself.
Dost thou call me fool, boy?
They place their hat on
All
Lear.
thy other titles thou hast given away. That thou wast born with.
This is not altogether a fool, my lord.
Fools hath ne'er less wits in a year, for wise men are grown foppish. They know not how their wits to bear, their manners are so apish.
When were you so wont to be full of song, sirrah?
Ever since thou madest thy daughters thy mother.
Oh, sirrah, we'll have you whipped.
I marvel what kin thou and thy daughters are. They'll have me whipped for speaking true.
Aye.
Thou'lt have me whipped for lying.
Aye.
And sometimes I am whipped for holding my peace. I had rather be any kind of thing than a fool. And yet,
Fool puts their hat back
I
on.
would not be thee, Nuncle. Thou hast pared thy wits down both sides and left nothing in the middle. Oh, here comes one of the parings.
Goneril stomps in.
Oh, no. Daughter, what makes that frontlet on? Methinks you are too much of late in the frown.
Not only, sir, this your all-licensed fool, but other of your insolent retinue do hourly carp and quarrel, breaking forth in rank and not to be endured riots. Sir, I had thought by making this well known unto you to have found safe redress, but now grow fearful by what yourself too late have spoke and done, that you protect this course and put it on by your allowance.
Are you our daughter?
I would you would make use of that good wisdom, whereof I know you are fraught, and put away these dispositions that of late transform you from what you rightly are.
Does not an ass know when the cart draws the horse? What juggalo?
Fool gulps from their canteen.
And ye here know me? This is not Lear. Doth Lear walk thus?
He tiptoes.
Speak thus? Where are his eyes? Either his notions weaken, his discernings are lethargy. Ha! Waking, 'tis not so. Who is it that can tell me who I am?
Lear's shadow.
Your name, fair gentlewoman.
Lear bows.
This admiration, sir, is much of the savior of other your new pranks. I do beseech you to understand my purposes aright. As you are old and reverend, you should be wise. Here do you keep 100 knights and squires, mid so disordered, so debauched and bold, that this our court, infected with their manners, shows as a riotous inn. Be then but desired by her, that else will take the thing she begs, a little to disquantity your train.
Darkness and devils, degenerate bastard, I'll not trouble thee, yet have I left a daughter.
You strike my people, and your disordered rabble make servants of their betters.
Woe, the too late repent.
Albany comes in a blue vest.
Sir, have you come, Albany? Is this your will? Speak, sir.
Pray, sir, be patient.
Most small fault. How ugly didst thou and Cordelia appear, that like an engine wrenched my frame of nature from the fixed place, drew from heart all love, and added to the gall. Lear, Lear, Lear!
Lear beats himself in
Beat
the head.
against this gate that let thy folly in, and thy dear judgment out.
My lord, I am guiltless, as I am ignorant of what hath moved you.
That may be so. Hear, nature, hear, dear goddess, hear. Suspend thy purpose, if thou didst intend
Lear
to
grabs
make
Goneril.
this creature fruitful. Into her womb convey sterility. Dry up in her the organs of increase, and from her derogate body never spring a babe to honor her.
Albany reaches toward Goneril. She shrugs him off.
She must, teen, create her child of spleen, that it may live and be a thwart disnatured torment to her, as it stamp wrinkles in her brow of youth, that she may know how much like a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child. Away! Away!
The king strides off.
Now, gods that we adore, whereof comes this?
Never afflict yourself to know the cause, but let his disposition have that scope the dotage gives it.
What? What? 50 of my followers at a cut, and within a fortnight.
What's the matter, sir?
I'll tell thee, life and death. I am ashamed thou hast the power to shake my manhood thus. Blast and fogs upon thee. The untented woundings of a father's curse pierce every sense about thee. Ah!
He breathes in deeply.
Let it be so. Yet have I left a daughter who I am sure is kind and comfortable. And when she hears this of thee, with her nails she will flay thy wolfish visage. Thou shalt find I'll soon resume the shape that thou dost think I have set aside forever. Thou shalt, I warrant thee. Away!
Kent hustles off after the king.
Do you mark that, my
cannot.
lord?
Cannot be so partial, Goneril, for the great love I bear you.
Pray you content. What, Oswald, ho! You,
The fool points to themselves.
more knave than fool, after your master.
The fool salutes Goneril and saunters away.
Lear, Uncle Lear, tarry.
100 knights. 'Tis politic and safe to let him keep at point 100 nights. Yes, that. On every dream, each buzz, each fancy, each complaint. Dislike, he may guard his dotage with their powers and hold our lives in mercy. Oswald, I say! Ah!
Albany embraces Goneril gently.
Well, you may fear too far.
Safer than trust you for. I know his heart. What he hath uttered, I have writ my sister. If she sustain him in his 100 nights, when I have shown the unfitness.
Oswald walks in briskly.
How now, Oswald? Take you some company and away to horse. Inform her full of my particular fear, and thereto add such reasons of your own as may compact it more. Get you gone, and hasten your return.
Goneril strides off. Albany follows. Lear and the fool plod through the forest.
Man's brains were in heels, were it not in danger of pipes.
Aye, boy.
Then prithee, be merry. Thy wit will never go slipshod.
Ha, ha, ha.
Thou canst tell why one's nose stands in the middle of one's face.
No.
Why, to keep one's eyes of either side's nose, so that what a man cannot smell out, he might spy into.
I did her wrong.
Canst tell how an oyster makes a shell?
No.
Nor I neither. But I know why a snail has a house.
Why?
Why, to put his head in, not to give it away to his daughters, and leave his horns without a case.
I will forget my nature. So kind a
He
father.
furrows his
Thou
brow.
wert my fool, nuncle. I'd have thee beaten for being old before thy time.
How's that?
Thou shouldst not have been old till thou hadst been wise.
Lear sighs.
Oh, let me not be mad. Not mad, sweet heavens. Keep me in temper. I would not be mad. Come, boy.
They walk off slowly. Now at Gloucester's castle. Edmund waves Edgar in.
Brother! A word! Descend, brother, I say! Oh, sir, fly this place. Intelligence is given to where you are hid. The Duke of Cornwall is coming hither now, in the night, in the haste, and Regan with him. Have you nothing said upon this party?
I am sure on't not a word.
Oh, I hear my father coming.
They hug.
Fly, brother. Torches! Torches!
Edgar runs off, grabbing his knife.
Some blood drawn on me would beget opinion.
Edmund slices his own arm.
Oh, of my more fierce endeavor, I have seen drunkards do worse than this in sport. Oh, father!
He kicks away the knife.
Father! Stop! Stop!
Now, Edmund, where's the villain?
Here he stood in the dark, mumbling wicked charms, conjuring the moon to stand auspicious mistress.
But where is he?
Look, sir! I bleed.
Where is the villain, Edmund?
Fled this way, where by no means he could
By no means what?
persuade me to the murder of your lordship.
Edmund clutches his wounded arm.
Not in this land shall he remain uncaught and found. Dispatch. and of my land. Loyal and natural boy, I'll work the means to make thee capable.
Cornwall and Regan join them.
My lord,
Oh, madam, my old heart is cracked.
what did my father's godson seek your life?
Oh, lady, shame would have it.
She
been.
moves a
Was
leather
he not
bracelet.
companion with the righteous knights that tend upon my father?
I know not, madam. 'Tis too bad.
She ties it around his arm.
Bad.
Yes, madam, he was of that consort.
No marvel then, though he were ill affected.
Oh!
I have this present evening from my sister been well informed of them, and with such cautions that if they come to sojourn at my house, I'll not be home.
Nor I, assure thee, Regan. Edmund, I hear that you have shown your father a childlike office.
'Twas my duty, sir.
He did bewray his practice and received this hurt, you see, striving to apprehend him.
Is he pursued?
Aye, my good lord.
If he be taken, he shall never more be feared of doing harm. For you, Edmund, whose virtue and obedience doth this instant so much commend itself, you shall be ours. Natures of such deep trust we shall much need. You will we seize on.
I shall serve you, sir. Truly, however else.
For him I thank your grace.
You know not why we came to visit you.
Thus out of season threading dark-eyed night, occasions noble Gloucester of some poise, wherein we must have use of your advice.
Regan holds Edmund's hand as they leave. Kent notices Oswald approaching.
Good dawning to thee, friend. Art of this house?
Aye,
Where may we set our horses?
in the mire.
Prithee, if thou lovest me, tell me.
I love thee not, fellow. I know thee.
What dost thou know me for?
Thou art a knave, a rogue, a base, proud, shallow, beggarly, three-suited, 100-pound,
He sniffs.
filthy, worsted stocking knave, and the son and heir of a mongrel bitch.
Why, what a monstrous fellow art thou, thus to rail on one that is neither known of thee nor knows thee!
Oh, what a brazen-faced bard art thou, to say thou knowest me. I kicked up thy heels before the king, then I beat thee with it. Oh, I'll make a sop of moonshine of you, fella.
Oswald
Come on,
draws.
you
I have
bargamonger.
nothing to do with
Oh, you take the vanity, the parrot's heart against the fantasy of her father. Draw, you rogue, draw.
They cross blades. Kent knocks Oswald's sword to the ground.
thee. Oh!
No, no,
Murder!
no, no.
Help! Oh,
Come
murder!
on, strike!
Edmund's rapier is drawn.
Oh, come, good man, boy, come on. I'll flush you. Come on, young master, come.
He and Kent cross blades.
Oh,
Hey, what's the matter here?
Keep peace upon your lives. He dies that strikes again. What is the matter?
Oh, the messengers from our sister and the king.
What is your difference? Speak.
This ancient ruffian, sir, whose life I have spared,
Oh,
you
useless rogue, thou unnecessary
Peace
little
around. No, you no reverence.
Yes, sir, but anger has its privileges.
Oh, why art thou angry?
That such a rogue as this should wear a sword without any honor.
What's his offense?
His countenance likes me not.
No more perchance does mine, nor his, nor hers.
Ah, I have seen better heads on shoulders in my day than see standing before me at this present moment.
You stubborn ancient knave, we'll teach you.
I serve the king.
Bring forth the stocks. As I have life and honor, there shall he sit till noon.
Till noon, till night, my lord.
Madam, if I was your father's dog, you would not treat me so.
Sir, being his knave, I will.
This is the fellow of the self-same color our sister speaks of.
The good king, his master, must take it ill that he's so slightly valued in his messenger.
The
Should have
servant
him thus
sets up and
restrained.
puts Kent in
I'll
the
answer
stocks.
that.
My sister may receive it much more worse to have her gentleman abused, assaulted. Come, my good lord, away.
They all leave except Gloucester.
I am sorry for thee, friend. I'll entreat for thee.
Pray, do not bother.
The Duke's to blame in this. 'Twill be ill taken.
I'll wait here.
Now in a wood, Edgar runs from a crowd.
I heard myself proclaimed, and by the happy hollow of a tree escaped the hunt. Oh, no port is free, no place where guard and most unusual vigilance does not attend my taking. Whilst I may escape, I will preserve myself, and am bethought to take the basest and most poorest shape that ever penury and contempt of man brought near to beast. My face,
He wipes his face with dirt.
I'll grime with filth, blanket my loins, elf all my hairs in knots, and with presented nakedness outface the winds and persecutions of the sky.
He removes his vest and cape.
The country gives me proof and precedent of bedlam beggars who, with roaring voices, sometime with lunatic bands, sometime with prayers, enforce their charity.
He grins.
Poor Turley God!
He rips off his sleeves.
Poor Tom! That's something yet. Edgar, I nothing am.
He dashes away. Meanwhile, Kent remains in the stocks as Lear and the fools pass.
Hail to thee, noble master.
He wears cruel garters.
What's he that hath so much thy place mistook as to set thee here?
Oh, both he and she. Your son and daughter?
No,
Yes.
no, I say.
I say aye.
By Jupiter, I say no.
By Juno, I say aye.
Where is this daughter?
They are within with the earl.
Follow me not. Stay here.
Lear leaves. Kent removes his cap in frustration. The fool points in recognition. Kent replaces his cap. They hand Kent their flask. He drinks.
Smooth.
What?
Lear marches in with
Am I
Gloucester.
to speak with me? They are sick. They are weary. They have traveled all night. Mere fetches. The images of revolt and flying off. Fetch me a better answer. Go tell the Duke and his wife I'll speak with them. Now, presently. Bid them come forth and hear me, or else outside their chamber door I'll beat the drum till it cries sleep to death.
Gloucester nods.
I would have all well betwixt you.
He bows and hurries away. Lear clutches his heart.
Oh me, my heart, my rising heart, but down.
The fool hands a vial to Lear.
Cry to it, Nuncle, as the Cockney did to the eels when she put him in a paste alive.
He swallows.
Napped him with a coxcomb with a stick and said, "Down, wantons, down."
Gloucester escorts in Regan and Cornwall.
Good morrow to you both.
Hail to your grace.
Oh, I'm glad to see your highness.
Regan, I think you are. I know what reason I have to think so.
Gloucester releases Kent.
Oh, are you free? Your sister is not. Regan, she hath tied Sharptooth on kindness, a vulture-like here.
He touches his
I can
heart.
scarce speak to thee. You will not believe with how depraved a quality. Oh, Regan.
Pray you, sir, have patience. I know you no less how to value her desert than she to scant her duty.
Sorry, how's that?
I cannot think my sister in the least would fail her obligation.
Regan takes both
If
Lear's hands.
perchance she'd have restrained the riots of your followers. 'Tis on such grounds, and to such a wholesome end as clears her from all blame.
He steps back.
My curse is on her.
Oh, sir, you are old. Nature in you stands on the very verge of her confine. You should be ruled and led by some discretion that discerns your state better than yourself. Therefore, I pray you that to our sister you do make your return. Say you have wronged her, sir.
Ask her forgiveness? Do you but mark how this becomes the house? Oh, dear daughter, I confess I am old. Oh, age is unnecessary. On bended knees, I beg you vouchsafe me raiment, bed, and food.
He folds his hands.
But, sir, these are unsightly tricks. Return you to my sister.
He rises.
Regan, she hath abated me of half my train, looked black upon me, struck me with her tongue, most serpent-like, upon the very heart. All the stored vengeances of heaven fall on her ingrateful top. Strike her young bones, you taking airs with lameness. You nimble lightnings, dart your blinding flames into her scornful eyes. Infect her beauty, you fen-sucked fogs, drawn by the powerful sun to fall and blast her pride.
Oh, the blessed gods. So you will wish on me when the rash mood is on.
No, Regan.
He hugs her.
Thou shalt never have my curse. Thy tender-hefted nature shall not give thee over to harshness. Her eyes are fierce, but thine to comfort and not burn.
He looks her in the eye.
Thou better knowest the offices of nature, bonds of childhood,
They hold hands.
effects of courtesy, dues of gratitude. Thy half of the kingdom hast thou not forgotten, which I thee endowed.
Good sir, to the purpose.
Who put my man in the stocks?
Oh, is your lady come?
Oh, this is a slave whose easy borrowed pride dwells in the fickle grace of her he follows. Out, varlet, from my sight!
What means your grace?
Who stalked my man? Regan, I have good hope thou didst not know on it. Who comes here? Oh, heavens.
Goneril and Regan air kiss.
If you do love, old men, if your sweet sway allow obedience, if you yourselves are old, make it your cause. Send down and take my part.
He turns to Goneril.
Art not ashamed to look upon this beard? Regan, wilt thou take her by the hand?
And why not by the hand, sir? How have I offended? All's not offense that dotage finds and indiscretion terms so.
Sides, you are too tough. Will you yet hold? How came my man in the stocks?
I set him there, sir.
Goneril steps forward.
You? Did you?
Father, I pray you, being weak, seems so. If till the expiration of your month you will return and sojourn with my sister, dismissing half your train, commend to me. I am from home, and I'm out of that provision which shall be needful for your entertainment.
Return to her, and 50 men dismissed. No, persuade me rather to be slave and sumpter
He points at
to
Oswald.
this detested groom.
At your choice, sir.
I prithee, daughter,
He takes her by the hand.
do not make me mad. I will not trouble thee, my child. Farewell. We'll no more see one another, no more meet. But yet thou art my flesh,
He touches her face.
my blood, my daughter.
Then grabs her by the
Or
ear.
rather, you are a disease that is in my flesh, which I must needs call mine own. You are a boil, a plague sore, an embossed carbuncle in my corrupted blood. But I'll not chide thee. I can go with Regan. I can be patient. I and my 100 knights.
Not altogether so. I looked not for you yet, nor am I provided for your fit welcome. Give ear, sir, to my sister. For those who mingle reason with your passion must be content to think you old, and so, but she knows what she does.
Is this well spoken?
I dare vouch it, sir. What, 50 followers? What should you need of more? Yea, for so many sit that both charge and danger speak against so great a number. How can many people in one house under 2 commands hold amity? 'Tis hard, almost impossible.
Why might not you, my lord, receive attendance from those she calls servants or from mine?
Why not? I entreat you to bring but 5 and 20. To no more will I give place or notice.
I gave you all.
And in good time,
Regan snatches
you gave-
Lear's watch.
Oh, I made you my guardians, my depositories. What? Must I come to you with 5 and 20, Regan? Said you so?
And speak it again, my lord, no more with me.
Regan turns her back on Lear and fondles the watch.
I will
Lear gestures to Goneril.
go with thee. Thy 50 yet doth double her 5 and 20, and thou art twice her love.
Hear me, my lord. What need you 5 and 20, 10, or 5 to follow in a house where twice so many hath the command to tend you?
What need one?
Reason not the need. Our basest beggars are in the poorest thing superfluous. Allow not nature more than nature needs. Man's life is as cheap as a beast's. Thou art a lady, if only to go warm were gorgeous. Nature needs not what thou gorgeous wearest. For true need, you heavens, give me that patience I need. You see me here. If it be you that stir these daughters' hearts against their fathers, touch me with noble anger, and let not women's weapons water drop stain my man's cheeks.
He hangs his head.
No! You unnatural hags!
He raises a fist.
I will have such revenges on you! There shall be... the whole world shall know them what they are. Yet I know not. They shall be the terrors of the earth. You think I'll weep? I'll not weep.
He wipes his eyes.
Oh, I have full cause of weeping. This heart shall break into 100,000 flaws, or ere I'll weep. Oh, fool! Fool! I shall go mad!
Lear runs off.
Let us withdraw. 'Twill be a storm.
The old man and his people cannot be well bestowed.
'Tis his own blame. Hath put himself from rest and must needs taste his folly.
For his particular, I'll receive him gladly, but not one follower.
So I am purposed. Where is my lord of Gloucester?
Follow the old man forth. Ah, he's returned.
The king is in high rage.
Whither is he going?
He calls to horse, but will I know not whither.
'Tis best to give him way. He leads himself.
My lord, entreat him by no means to stay.
Alack, the night comes on, and the bleak winds do sorely ruffle. For many miles about there's scarce a bush.
Oh, sir, to witful men, the injuries that they themselves procure must be their schoolmasters. Shut up your doors.
Goneril and Regan leave holding hands. The rest exit the stage. The fool comes back center stage.
15 minutes hence is intermission. Move your bodies to a new position. Take from this fool a riddle just for you. Is there someone to root for in Act 2?
They shrug.
I'll give the answer in a nonce, but first I have been sent to talk to you about our
They take off their hat
purse. It costs us much to be with you today.
and put in a pin.
Summer next, you'll want another play.
They continue to pin.
Our sponsors keep us going with their dough. You'll find them in your program. Thank them so. Their ads provide some funds for us to tap, but we still needs past the hat to fill the gap. Thank you in advance for giving us funds to pool. The riddle's answer: root you for the fool.
They wave their hat, take a bow, and jump off the stage. Elsewhere on the heath, a storm still rages upon Lear and the fool.
Your cheeks! Rage! Blow, you cataract and hurricanes! Spoke to you of drenched our steeples! Drawn the cocks! You sulphurous and thought-executing fires! Bought couriers to oak, cleaving thunderbolts, singe my white beard! And now, all shaking thunder,
The fool shivers behind Lear.
might flat the thick rotundity of the world, crack nature's mold, and spill Germans at once that make ingrateful mad!
The fool walks over to Lear. He points to the heavens. He removes his suspenders and takes off his vest. He flings it to the ground. He bends with his hands on knees. The fool pats him and picks up the vest. They wrap it around their head to try to protect from the storm. Kent races in.
Or sinned against!
He clutches his head.
That sinning!
Gracious my lord, hard by here is a hovel. Some friendship it'll lend me against the tempest.
My wits begin to turn.
Lear lowers his hands from his face.
Come on. Our dustman, what? Our cook.
They nod.
I am cold myself. Come, my hovel,
The three take hands.
poor fool and knave. I have one part left in my heart that feels sorry yet for thee.
The three exit up the middle aisle.
Eva has a tiny little wits with a hey-ho, wind and the rain.
At Gloucester's castle, Gloucester and Edmund march in. Edmund has a mechanical arm.
Not this unnatural dealing. They took from me the use of mine own house, charged me on pain of their perpetual displeasure, neither to speak of him, entreat for him, nor any way sustain him.
How savage and unnatural.
Go to, say you nothing. I have received a letter this night. 'Tis dangerous to be spoken. These injuries the king now bears will be revenged home. There's part of a power already footed. We must incline to the king.
Edmund nods.
I will seek him and privily relieve him. Go you and maintain talk with the duke, that my charity be not of him perceived. If he asks for me, I am ill and gone to bed, though I die for it, as no less is threatened me. The king, my old master, must be relieved. Edmund, pray you, be come.
Edmund glances at the letter.
This courtesy forbid thee. Shall the Duke instantly know? And of this letter, too. seems a fair deserving, and must draw from me that which my father loses. No less than all. The younger rises when the old doth fall.
With a swagger, he turns on his heel.
Here is the place, my lord. Good my lord, enter. The tyranny of the open night is too terrible of a thing to endure.
Let me alone!
Good my lord, enter.
Prithee, go in thyself. Seek thine own ease. This tempest shall not give me leave to ponder on things would hurt me more. But I'll go in.
He points to the hovel.
In, boy. Go first. I'll pray, and then I'll sleep. Poor naked wretches, wheresoe'er you are, that bide the pelting of this pitiless storm. How shall your houseless heads and unfed sides, your looped and windowed raggedness, defend you from seasons such as these? Oh, I have taken too little care of this. Take physic, Pomp.
Lear unbuttons his shirt.
Expose yourself to feel what wretches feel.
Follow and harm! Follow and harm!
The fool flees the hovel.
Not in here, Nuncle. Here's a spirit. Help me.
They hide behind Kent.
What is that? Who's there?
A spirit. Spirit. He says his name is Poor Tom.
What is that grumbles in the straw? Come forth.
Away! The foul fiend follows me. Go to thy cold bed and warm thee.
Hast thou given all to thy 2 daughters? And art thou come to this?
He has no daughters, sir.
Death, traitor! Nothing could have subdued nature to such aloneness but his unkind daughters.
Tom's cold.
Edgar licks his lips.
Hast thou been?
A serving man, proud in heart and mind, that curled my hair, wore gloves in my cap, served the lust of my mistress's heart, and did the act of darkness with her in the sweet face of heaven. Oh, Dolphin, my boy, Sessa!
He points, then hides behind Lear.
Is man no more than this?
Edgar hunches.
Ha! Here's 3 ones are sophisticated. Thou art very thin. Unaccommodated man is no more but such a poor, bare, forked animal as thou art.
Lear pulls off his shirt.
Off, you lendlings! Come, unbutton here!
Prithee, Nuncle, be contented. 'Tis a naughty night to swim in.
Gloucester carries a
Look,
lantern.
here comes a walking fire.
How does my lord?
Poor Tom, that eats the swimming frog.
I'll go in with me. I venture to come seek you out and bring you where both fire and food is ready.
First, let me talk with this philosopher.
Lear hugs
What
Edgar.
is the cause of thunder?
Good my lord, take up her offer. Go into the house.
I do beseech your grace.
Oh, cry your mercy, sir.
Oh, good my
Noble philosopher. Your company.
Tom's cold.
In, fellow, there, into the hovel.
Good my lord,
Keep
go
me
in.
warm.
Come, let's in all.
Good sir. Soon him. Let him take the fellow.
Well, take him you on.
Hey, sirrah. Come on, fellow. Come on in.
Come, good Athenian.
Hush, no word.
Child Rowland to the dock tower came. His word was still 5-0 and thumb. I smell the blood of a British man.
Edgar darts away. The fool picks up Lear's shirt. They shake it out and exit into the hovel. Now at Gloucester's castle, Cornwall and Edmund come in.
This is the letter he spoke of, which approves him an intelligent party to the advantages of France.
Cornwall unfolds the letter and glances at it.
Go with me to the Duchess.
In the matter of this letter be certain, you have a mighty business at hand.
True or false, it hath made thee Earl of
Cornwell places a hand on Edmund's
Seek out where
shoulders.
thy father is, that he may be ready for our apprehension. I will lay trust upon thee, and thou shalt find a dearer father in my love.
They walk away. Gloucester leads on Lear, Kent, the Fool, and Edgar to a farmhouse. There are 3 tall stools and a low joint stool.
Here is better than the open air. Take it, thank thee. I'll piece out the comfort with what addition I can. I will not be long from
Lear wears only his pants.
Maybe not. Oh, whether a madman be a gentleman or a yeoman.
A king! A king!
Is not the trust the tameness of a wolf, a horse's health, a boy's love, or a whore's oath?
It shall be done. I will arraign them straight.
He gestures to Edgar.
Come, sit thou here, most learned justicer.
And to the Fool.
And thou, St. Bean, sir, sit here. And now, you she-foxes.
He slides in front of the short stool and points.
Do you unpay so, sir? Will you lie down and rest upon the cushions?
See their trial first. Bring in the evidence.
Lear places them all on the tall
Now,
stools.
robed man of justice, take thy place. And thou, his yoke fellow of equity, bench by his side. You are of the commission. Sit you too.
Let us deal justly.
Arraign her first. 'Tis Goneril.
Lear kneels by the joint stool. They each raise
I
an
here
arm.
take my oath before this honorable assembly that she did kick the poor king, her father.
Come hither, mistress. Is your name Goneril?
She cannot deny it.
Cry you mercy, I took you for a joint stool.
And here's another, whose warped looks proclaim what store her heart is made on. Oh, stop her there! Stop her there! Arms, sword, fire!
Lear scoots on his knees to Kent.
Corruption in the place! False justicer! Why hast thou let her escape?
Pity my lord! Where is thy patience now that you once so held?
Lear wraps his arms around Kent's knees.
Oh, make no noise. Make no noise.
Lie down and rest, my lord.
Draw the curtains. So. We'll go to supper in the morn.
Lear rests on Kent's feet.
So.
I'll go to bed at noon.
Hat tipped, the Fool lies against the joint
Come hither,
stool.
friend. Where is the king, my master?
Here, my lord, and please do not disturb him. His mind is gone.
Good friend, I prithee, take him in thy arms. There is a litter ready. Lay him in it, and drive toward Dover, friend, where thou shalt meet both welcome and protection. Take up thy master if thou shouldst dally half an hour, his life with thine, and all that offer to defend him stand in assured loss. Take up, and follow me.
They bear Lear out between them. Edgar straightens.
Who alone suffers most in the mind, leaving free things and happy shows behind. How light and portable my pain seems now when that which makes me bend makes the king bow. He childed as I fathered. Tom! Away!
Edgar lopes off. Outside Gloucester's castle, there's a green chair center stage. Cornwall, Regan, Goneril, Edmund, The gentleman and a servant come in.
The army of France has landed. Seek out the villain Gloucester.
Hang him instantly.
Pluck out his eyes.
Leave him to my displeasure. Edmund, keep you our sister company. The revenges we are bound to take upon your traitorous father are not fit for your beholding. Farewell, dear sister. Farewell, my lord of Gloucester.
Farewell, sweet lord and sister.
Edmund, farewell.
Ingrateful fox, 'tis he.
Bind fast his corky arms.
Good my friends, consider what mean your graces. You are my guests.
They tie him.
Do me no foul play, friends.
Bind him, I say.
Hard, hard! Oh, filthy traitor.
Unmerciful lady as you are, I'm none.
Villain, thou shalt
Ah, by the kind gods! You should not pluck me by the beard.
So white and such a traitor.
These hairs which thou dost ravish from my chin will quicken and accuse thee. I am your host. With robbers' hands, my hospitable favors you should not ruffle thus. What will you do?
Come, sir, what letters have you late from France?
Be simple, answerer, for we know the truth.
And what confederacy have you with the traitors late footed in the kingdom?
To whose hands have you sent the lunatic king? Speak!
I have a letter, guessingly set down, which came from one that's of a neutral heart, and not from one opposed.
Cunning
And false.
Where hast thou sent the king?
To Dover!
Wherefore to Dover? Wast thou not charged?
Wherefore to Dover? Let him first answer that.
I am tied to the stake, and I must stand the course.
Wherefore to Dover, sir?
Because I would not see thy cruel nails pluck out his poor old eyes, nor thy fierce sister in his anointed flesh stick boorish fangs. But I shall see the winged vengeance overtake such children.
See it shalt thou never. Fellows, hold the chair.
He that will think to live till he be old, give me some help!
Regan faces Gloucester, straddles him, and removes an eyeball. She holds it aloft on a claw.
Oh, you gods!
One side will mock another.
She flings away the eye.
If you see vengeance.
Hold your hand, my lord. I have served you ever since I was a child, but better service have I never done you than now to bid you hold.
How now, you dog?
If you did wear a beard upon your chin, I'd shake it on this quarrel.
Villain!
Cornwall draws a sword. Dodging Cornwall's chop, the servant gut cuts Cornwall. Regan takes a sword and runs at the servant from behind.
Stand up! Thus!
My lord, you had one eye left to see some mischief on him.
Lest it see more, prevent it! Out!
Gloucester covers both eyes.
My son Edmund!
Thou callest on him that hates thee. 'Twas he that made the overtures of thy treasons to us, who is too good to pity thee.
Regan plays with Gloucester's watch.
Oh, my follies! Then Edgar was abused! Kind gods, forgive me that, and prosper him.
Go, thrust him out of gates. Let him smell his way to Dover.
The gentleman leads Gloucester off.
My lord, Regan, I have received a hurt. Regan, I bleed apace. Untimely comes this hurt. Give me your arm. My lord.
Regan turns and fatally flails Cornwall. Then struts off. Edgar strolls on the heath.
To be worst, the lowest, most dejected thing of fortune, stands still in esperance, lives not in fear.
The gentleman leads on Gloucester by the elbow.
Away, get thee away. Good friend, be gone.
Gloucester wears goggles.
Thy comforts can do me no good at all. Thee they may hurt.
Sir, you cannot see your way. How now? Who's there?
Oh, gods! Who is it can say I am at the worst? I am worse than ever I was,
Just poor Mad Tom.
and worse I may be yet. Oh, the worst is not so long as we can say, this is the worst.
Fellow, where goest?
Is it a beggar man?
Madman and beggar too.
In the last night's storm I such a fellow saw, which made me think a man a worm. My son came then into my mind, and yet my mind was then scarce friends with him. I have heard more since.
Edgar listens intently.
Flies to wanton boys are we to the gods. They kill us for their sport.
Bless thee, master.
Is that the naked fellow?
Aye, my lord.
Then prithee, get thee gone, and bring some covering for this naked soul, who I'll entreat to lead me.
Alack, sir, he is mad.
'Tis the time's plague, when madmen lead the blind. Do as I bid thee, or rather do thy pleasure, above the rest be gone.
I'll bring on the best apparel that I have. Come on it, what will.
Gloucester reaches forward.
Sirrah, naked fellow, dost thou know Dover?
Aye, master.
There is a cliff whose high and bending head looks fearfully in the confined deep. Bring me but to the very brim of it. From that place I shall no leading need.
Give me thy arm. Poor Tom shall lead thee.
They hesitantly make their way. Before Albany's palace,
Now, where's your master?
Madam, within, but never man so changed.
Goneril and Edmund
I told him of
embrace.
the army that was landed. He smiled at it. Of Gloucester's treachery when I informed him, then he called me sot. Told me I turned the wrong side out.
Back, Edmund, to my brother. Hasten his powers and conduct him. This trusty servant shall pass between us. Ere long you are like to hear a mistress's command.
He flicks her with her riding crop.
Wear this.
She hands Edmund her gold necklace.
Spare speech. Decline your head.
They kiss passionately. He takes one of her legs.
This kiss, if it durst speak, would stretch thy spirits up into the air. Conceive, and fare thee well.
He spins her into a dip.
Yours in the ranks of death.
They kiss deeply.
My most dear Gloucester.
Her eyes dart right,
The difference of man
then left.
and man. To thee, a woman's services are due. My fool usurps my body.
Madam, here comes my lord.
Oswald nods to Albany and withdraws.
I have been worth the whistle.
Oh, Goneril, you are not worth the dust which the rude wind blows in your face.
No more, the text is foolish.
Wisdom and goodness to the vile seem vile. Filth savor but themselves.
Milk-livered man. Where's thy drum? France spreads his banners in our noiseless land, whilst thou, a moral fool, sittest still and criest, alack, why does he so?
See thyself, devil. Proper deformity seems not in the fiend so hard as in woman.
Oh, vain fool,
Thou, change it and self-covered thing for shame. Be monster not thy feature. Were it my fitness to let these hands obey my blood,
He makes a fist.
they are apt enough to dislocate and tear thy flesh and bones. Howe'er thou art a fiend, a woman's shape doth shield thee.
Marry your manhood now.
Albany chases after Goneril. Now a tent in a field. Cordelia holds a letter.
Alack, 'tis he. Why, he was met even now as mad as the vexed sea. A century send forth, search every acre in the high-grown field, and bring him to our eye.
The captain bows and obeys.
What can man's wisdom in restoring his bereaved sense?
There is means, madam. Our foster nurse of nature is repose.
Seek for him, lest his ungoverned rage dissolve the life that wants the means to lead it.
The doctor nods.
News, madam. The British powers are marching hitherward.
'Tis known before. Our preparation stands in expectation of them. Oh, dear father, it is thy business I go about. Therefore great France my mourning and important tears hath pitied. No blown ambitions doth our arms incite, but love, dear love, and our aged father's right. Soon may I hear and see him.
Cordelia leaves. The others bow. Now Regan and Oswald outside of Gloucester's castle.
What are my brother's powers set forth?
Aye, madam.
Himself in person there.
Madam, with much ado, your sister is the better soldier.
Lord Edmund spake not with your lord at home.
No, madam.
Faith, he is posted hence on serious matter. Edmund is gone in pity of his father's misery to dispatch his nighted life. Oh, it was great ignorance, Gloucester's eyes being out to let him live. Where he arrives, he moves all hearts against us. Edmund gone, moreover to descry the strength of the enemy.
I must needs after.
She strokes Oswald's shoulder.
Our troops set forth tomorrow. Stay with us. The ways are dangerous.
I may not, madam. My lady charged my duty in this business.
Why should she write to Edmund? Might not you transport her purposes by word? Be like something, I know not what. A lovely match.
Regan pulls a dagger.
Let me unseal the letter.
Madam, I had rather...
I know your lady does not love her husband. I'm certain of that. And at her late being here, she gave strange oleads and most speaking looks to noble Edmund. I know you are of her bosom.
Regan points a knife at Oswald's throat.
You are. I know it. I speak in understanding. Therefore, I pray you, take this letter. My lord is dead.
She returns the dagger.
Edmund and I have spoken, and more convenient is he for my hand than for your lady's. You may gather more. If you do find him, pray you give him this.
Regan hands Oswald the letter.
And when your mistress hears thus much from you, desire her, call her wisdom to her.
Oswald nods slightly.
So fare you well. If you do chance hear of that blind traitor,
She points to her eyes.
preferment falls on him that cuts him off.
Would I could meet him, madam. I should show what party I do follow.
Fare thee well.
Regan strides off purposefully. In fields near Dover,
Come on, sir. Here's the place. Stand still.
Edgar leads Gloucester by the hand.
How fearful and dizzy 'tis to cast one's eyes so low. Or I look no more, lest my brain turn, and the deficient sight topple down headlong.
Set me where you stand.
He brings Gloucester forth.
Give me your hand. You are now within a foot of the extreme verge. For all beneath the moon would I not leap upright.
Let go my hand.
He does.
Go thou, farther off. Bid me farewell, and let me hear thee going.
Edgar stomps as he backs up.
Now fare thee well, good sir.
With all my heart.
Kneeling.
Oh, you mighty gods! This world I do renounce. If Edgar live, oh, bless him. Now, fellow, fare thee well!
Arms spread, Gloucester falls forward.
Farewell!
Edgar runs forward and assumes a new posture.
Oh, you, sir! Friend! Hear you, sir! Speak!
Away, and let me die!
Oh, but thou dost breathe! Oh, thy life's a miracle! Speak yet again!
Edgar kneels.
But have I fallen or no?
Ah, from the dread summit of this chalky bourne, look up a height, do but look up.
Alack, I have no eyes! Is wretchedness deprived that benefit to end itself by death?
Give me thy hand. Up. So, how is it? Feel you your legs? You stand.
Too well, too well.
Bear free and patient thoughts. But who comes here?
Crowned with flowers and antlers, Lear races through the audience.
That fellow handles his bow like a crow keeper. Draw me a clothier's yard. Look, a mouse, a mouse. Shh, peace, peace. This little piece of toasted cheese will do it.
He takes out an oversized thimble and stands.
Ha ha ha! Well flown, bird! In the clot! In the clot!
He jumps.
Give the word.
Sweet marjoram, pass.
I know that voice.
Ha ha! Goneril with a white beard. They flattered me like a dog, telling me there were white hairs in my beard ere the black ones were there. To say aye and no to everything that I said. Aye and no is no good divinity.
The trick of that voice, I do well remember, is not the king.
Lear holds his hands to his head.
Every inch a king. See, when I do stare, how my subject quakes. I pardon that man's life. What was thy crime? Adultery? Thou shalt not die. Die for adultery? No.
Lear grinds his hips.
Copulation thrives. For Gloucester's bastard son is better to his father than my two daughters got between the legitimate sheets. To it, pell-mell! Luxury, pell-mell! I lack soldiers! Down from the waist! They are centaurs,
He rubs his chest.
Women all above. But to the girdle do the gods inherit. Beneath is all the fiends.
He rubs his
There's
crotch.
hell. There's darkness. There's the sulphurous pit. Burning, scalding, stench consumption.
He drops to his knees.
Give me an ounce of civet, good apothecary, to sweeten my imagination. There's money for thee.
Oh, let me kiss your hand.
Let me wipe it first. It smells of mortality.
Dost thou know me?
I know thine eyes well enough.
Lear pulls green leaves.
Read thou this challenge. Mark but the penning of it.
Were all the letters sums, I could not see
He
one.
waves it.
Read!
What? With a case of eyes?
Are you there?
Lear takes Gloucester's face in his
No
palms.
eyes in your head, nor no money in your purse. Your eyes are in a heavy case, but you see how this world goes.
I see it feelingly.
What? Art mad?
Gloucester
A
covers his
man may
face with
see
his
how
hands
this
and weeps
world
silently.
goes with no eyes. Get thee glass eyes, and like a scurvy politician, seem to see things that thou dost not. Oh, now.
Lear wraps an arm around Gloucester.
If thou wilt weep my fortune, take mine eyes. I know thee well enough. Thy name is Gloucester. Thou must be patient. We came crying hither. Thou knowest, when we first smell the air, we wail and cry. I will preach to thee. Mark, when we are born, we cry that we have come to this great stage of fools.
Lear gets on his knees and caresses like rock.
Oh, this is a good block, huh? It were a delicate stratagem to shoe a troop of horse with felt. Hey, I'll put it in proof. And when it is done, and I have stolen upon the sons-in-laws, then kill.
He rises and throws his arms out.
Oh, here he is. Lay hand upon him.
Come. I am a king. My masters know you that.
You are a royal one, and we obey you.
And there's life in it yet. Nay, if you will get it, you will get it
He
running.
turns and runs. The captain chases after Lear.
You ever gentle gods, take my breath from me. Let not my worser spirit tempt me again to die before you please.
Well, pray you, father.
Now,
Gloucester pats Edgar's face with his hands.
what are you?
A most poor man, made tame to fortune's blows, who by the art of known and feeling sorrows am pregnant to good pity. Give me your hand. I'll lead you to some biding.
Hearty thanks. The bounty and the benefit of heaven to boot. And boot.
A proclaimed prize!
Oswald
Most
strides in
happy!
with hand on hilt.
That eyeless head of thine was first framed flesh to raise my fortunes, thou old unhappy traitor. Briefly, thyself remember. The sword is out, that must be.
Gloucester rushes forward.
Now let thy friendly hand put strength enough to it.
Edgar pushes Gloucester away.
Wherefore, bold peasant, darest thou support a published traitor? Hence, lest that the infection of his fortune take like hold on thee. Let go his arm.
Shall not let go, sir, without further occasion.
Let go, slave, or thou diest.
Good gentleman, go thy gate, and let poor folk pass.
Out, dunghill.
I'll pick your teeth, sir. Come.
Edgar draws a knife.
No matter for your fines.
Oswald slices. Edgar blocks. He stabs Oswald's belly.
Slave! Thou hast slain me. Villain, take my purse. If ever thou wilt thrive, bury my body, and give the letters which thou findest about me to Edmund, Earl of Gloucester. Seek him out upon the British party. Oh, untimely death!
Oswald falls back.
I know thee well. A serviceable villain, as duteous to the vices of thy mistresses, badness would desire.
What? Is he dead?
Her father, rest you. Oh, let's see these pockets. The letters that he speaks of may be my friend's. He is dead. I am only sorry he had no other death.
Edgar kneels and closes Oswald's eyes.
Let us see.
He removes a letter, unfolds it, and reads,
Let our reciprocal vows be remembered. You have many opportunities to cut him off if your will want not. Time and place will be fruitfully offered. There is nothing done if he return the conqueror. Then am I the prisoner and his bed my goal. From the loathed warmth whereof deliver me, and supply the place for your labor. Your wife, so I would say, affectionate servant, Goneril. Oh, undistinguished space of woman's will. A plot upon her virtuous husband's life, and the exchange. My brother.
Edgar rises.
In the mature time, for this ungracious paper, strike the sight of the death-practiced Duke. For him, 'tis well that of thy death and business I can tell.
The king is mad. How stiff is my vile sense that I stand up and have ingenious feeling of my huge sorrows. Better I were distract, so should my thoughts be severed from my griefs, and woes by wrong imaginations lose the knowledge of themselves.
Give me your hand. Far off, methinks I hear the beaten drum. Come, Father, I'll bestow you with a friend.
They leave together. Kent and the doctor bear a litter where Lear lies asleep with folded arms. Cordelia enters a tent in the French camp.
Oh, thou good Kent, how shall I live in
Cordelia
grief
hugs
to
him.
match thy goodness? My life will be too short, and every measure fail me.
To be acknowledged, madam, is to be overpaid. All my reports go with minimal of truth. No more, nor clipped, but so.
Cordelia curtsies.
Oh, my dear father,
She kneels and takes Lear's hand.
restoration, hang my medicine on my lips. Let this kiss repair those violent harms, and my two sisters have in thy reverence made.
She kisses his hand.
If he wakes, speak to him.
Madam, do you? 'Tis fit.
Lear sits up.
How does my royal lord? How fares your majesty?
Oh, you do me wrong to take me out of the grave. You are a soul in bliss, but I am bound upon a wheel of fire. Mine own tears do scoff like molten lead.
Sir, do you know me?
You are a spirit, I know. When did you die?
Still far wide.
He's scarce awake. Let him alone a while. Where have I been? Where am I?
Lear looks up.
Fair daylight. I am mightily abused.
The doctor helps Lear upright.
I should even die with pity to see another thus.
The doctor takes notes.
I don't know what to say. I will not swear these are my hands. Let's see.
He takes the pen
Oh, I feel this pinprick.
and gives it back to the doctor.
Would I were assured of my condition.
Oh, look upon me, sir, and hold your hands in benediction o'er me.
He kneels.
Oh,
Oh, sir, you must not kneel.
She joins him and they face each other.
do not mock me. I'm a very foolish, fond old man. 80 and upwards, not an hour more nor less. And to deal plainly, I fear I am not in my perfect mind. Methinks I should know you and know this land. But I am doubtful, as I am mainly ignorant of what place this is, and all the skills I have remembers not these garments, nor I know not where I did lodge last night. Do not laugh at me, but as I am a man, I do think this lady to be my child, Cordelia.
He gently touches her cheek.
So I am.
Cordelia shakes her head and they rise.
Be thy tears wet? Yes. Oh, I pray in faith, weep not. If thou hast poisoned for me, I will drink it. I know you do not love me. For your sisters have, as I do remember, done me wrong. Thou, you have some cause. They have not.
Cordelia shakes her head.
No cause.
Cordelia takes Lear by the arm.
Am I in France?
In your own kingdom, sir.
Oh, do not abuse me.
Be comforted, good madam. The great rage, you see, is killed in him. Desire him to go in.
Will't please your highness walk?
You must bear with me. Pray now. Forget and forgive. I am very old and foolish.
Cordelia nods as they leave. At the British camp near Dover. Now Edmund and Regan are lip-locked.
Oh, sweet Lord, you know the goodness I intend upon you. Tell me but truly, but then speak the truth. Dost thou not love my sister?
In honored love.
They kiss passionately, his mechanical arm around her waist.
Hast thou never found my brother's way to the forbidden place?
The thought abuses you?
He pulls her to him.
Not by mine honor, madam.
She pushes him.
I never shall endure her. Sweet my lord,
He spoons her.
be not familiar with her.
Fear me not.
He kisses her neck. They break apart.
She and the Duke, her husband.
I had rather lose the battle than that sister should loosen him and me.
Our very loving sister. Well be met. Sir, this I hear. The king is come to his daughter, with others whom the rigor of our state forced to cry out. It toucheth us as France invades our land. Sir, you speak nobly.
Why is this reason?
Combined together against the enemy. For these domestic and particular broils are not the question here.
Sister, you'll go with us.
No.
'Tis most convenient. Pray you, go with us.
Oh ho, I know the riddle. I will go.
Regan rests a hand on Edmund as they whisper together. She fingers the bottle around her waist and passes Edgar, who, disguised, hands a note to Albany.
Before you fight the battle, hope this letter. If you have victory, let the trumpet sound for him who brought it. Wretched though I seem, I can produce a champion that will prove what is avouched there. If you miscarry, your business of the world hath so an end, and machination ceases.
Edgar pats Albany's shoulder.
Want and love you.
Stay till I have read the letter.
I was forbid it. When the time shall serve, let but the heralds cry, and I'll appear again.
I fear thee will. I will overlook thy paper.
As Edgar leaves, Edmund reappears.
Sir! The enemy is in view. Draw up your powers. We will greet the time.
Albany leaves.
To both these sisters I have sworn my love. Each jealous of the other as the stung are of the other. But which shall I take? Both? One? Neither. Neither can be enjoyed if both remain alive.
He struts away.
Away, old man! Give me thy hand, away! King Lear hath lost. He and his daughter taken. Give me thy hand, come on!
No farther, sir. A man may rot even here.
Men must endure their going hence, even as their coming hither. Ripeness is all. Come on!
He grabs Gloucester.
That's true, too.
Edgar leads Gloucester off. Edmund leads on Lear, who now wears his shirt, and Cordelia, who no longer has a crown. They are roped together. Edgar tugs on the rope.
We are not the first. With best meaning have incurred the worst. Shall we not see these daughters, these sisters?
No. No. No.
They gaze at each other.
Come, let's away to prison. We two alone will sing like birds in the cave. When thou dost ask me blessing, I'll kneel down and ask of thee forgiveness. And so we'll live and pray and sing and tell old tales and laugh at gilded butterflies and hear poor rogues talk of court news. And we'll talk with them too. Come.
The gentleman guards Lear and Cordelia as they leave.
One step I have advanced indeed.
Edmund holds up a letter
Whether
in a
too
purse.
like as this intends thee, and make thy way to noble fortunes. And say thou do it, or thrive by other means.
I cannot draw a cart nor eat dried oats. If it be man's work, I'll do it.
The captain takes the purse and departs.
Sir, you have shown today your valiant strain, and fortune led you well. You have the captains that were the opposites of this day's strife. We do require them of you, so to use them as we shall find, their merits and our safety may equally determine.
Sir, I thought it fit to send the old and miserable king to some retention and appointed guard. At this moment we sweat and bleed. The friend had lost his friend, and the best corals in the heat are cursed by those that feel their sharpness. The question of Cordelia and her father requires a bitter place.
Sir, by your patience, I hold you but a subject of this war, not as a brother.
He led our powers
Regan steps
for
forward.
the commission of my place and person, for which immediacy may well stand up and call itself your brother.
Not so hot. In his own grace he doth defend himself more than in your edition.
In my rights by me invested, he compares the best.
That were the most if he should husband you.
Gestures do oft prove profit.
The eye that told you so looked but a squint.
She clutches her stomach.
Well, else I should answer from a full, flowing stomach.
They argue nose to nose.
General, take my soldiers, prisoners, patrimony, dispose of them, of me. The walls are thine. Witness the world that I create thee here,
Regan offers her weapon to
my
Edmund.
lord and master.
The lead alone lies not in your goodwill.
Nor of thine, Lord.
Half-blooded fellow, yes!
Is my title thine?
Edmund, I arrest thee on capital treason, and in thine attaint, this gilded serpent.
An interlude.
Thou art armed, Gloucester. Let the trumpet sound. If none appear to prove upon thy head thy heinous, manifest and many treasons, there's my
He
pledge.
throws down a black
I'll
glove.
prove it on thy heart. Oh,
Here's my exchange.
Edmund also throwing down a
What
glove.
in the world is he that names me traitor villain, like he lies and tears approach on me, on you, who not?
Regan
Sickness
heaves.
grows upon me.
she is not well. Convey her to my tent.
Goneril grabs Regan's watch as Regan passes.
If any man of quality or degree within the lists of the army will maintain upon Edmund, supposed Earl of Gloucester, that he is a manifold traitor, let him appear by the sound of the trumpet. He is bold in his defense.
Edgar walks in wearing a gas mask.
What sayest thou?
Thou art a traitor, false to thy gods, thy brother, and thy father.
Back do I toss these treasons on thy head.
Edgar draws a knife. Edmund advances. He swings his sword. Edgar drops his weapon. Albany replaces it with a katana. They cross swords. Edgar slices Edmund's arm. He runs at Edgar. Edmund runs into Edgar's sword.
Thou art not vanquished, but cousin and beguiled.
Shut your mouth, dame, or with this paper shall I stop it. Hold, sir. Thou, worse than any name, read thine own evil. No tearing, lady. I perceive you know it.
Say,
Goneril draws her knife.
if I do, the laws are mine, not thine. Who can arraign me for it?
Most monstrous. Oh, knowest thou this paper?
Ask not what I know.
Goneril exits.
Go after her. She's desperate. Govern her.
What you have charged me with, that I have done, and more, much more. But what art thou?
I am no less in blood than thou art, Edmund. My name
He removes the gas mask
is Edgar, and thy father's son.
and kneels beside his brother.
The wheel has come full circle. I am here.
Oh, that my heart would burst.
Gentleman runs
Help,
in.
help! Oh, help!
What kind of help?
Speak, man.
What means that bloody knife?
It is hot. It smokes. It came even from the heart of... Oh, she's dead.
Who dead? Speak, man.
Your lady, sir, your lady. And her sister by her is poisoned. She hath confessed it.
I was contracted to them both. Now all three marry in an instant.
Here comes Kent.
This judgment of the heavens that makes us tremble touches us not with pity.
Kent enters.
I come to say thanks, my king and master. Is he here?
I pant for life. Send for my writ on the life of Lear and on Cordelia. Nay, send in time.
Kent no longer wears his hat.
For thy life. Bear him hence a while.
Oh! Oh!
Lear enters with Cordelia limp in his arms.
Oh! Oh, you are men of stones! And iron tongues and eyes, I'll use them so that heaven's vault should crack. She's dead. I know when one is dead and when one lives. And she's dead as earth. Oh. My precious
Lear
Lord.
lowers Cordelia to the ground.
Oh.
He holds her head upright. He removes a feather from his pocket and strokes her face.
Oh, this feather! It stirs! She lives! If it be so, it be a chance which does redeem all sorrows that ever I have felt. Dear Lord, prithee away!
'Tis noble Kent, my lord, your friend.
Go a plague upon you! Murderers! Traitors all! I might have saved her. Now she's gone forever. Cordelia. Cordelia.
He gently strokes her cheek and chin.
Stay a little while, huh? What?
He lowers his head.
What's that you say? Her voice was always soft, gentle and low.
an excellent thing in woman.
He lays her out and crosses her hands on her chest.
I killed the slave that was a hanging thee.
'Tis true, my lords, ye did.
Did I not, fellow?
Edgar nods.
I have seen the day when with my good biting falchion I would have made them skip. But now I am old, and these same crosses spoil me.
He looks over to Kent.
Who are you? Mine eyes are not all the best. I'll tell you straight. This is a dull sight. Are you not Kent?
He reaches out a hand to Kent.
Aye, sir, your very servant.
Kent grasps it.
Where is your man Caius?
Oh, he's a good fellow. I'll tell you straight. He'll strike, and quickly too. He's dead and rotten.
No, my lord. I am the very same man.
Kent holds out his cap.
See that straight?
They gaze at each other.
From thy first decline and defeat, I have followed every sad step.
Thou art welcome hither.
They shake.
He knows not what he says, and vain it is that we present us to him.
Edmund is dead, my lord.
That's but a trifle here. You lords and noble friends know our intent. What comfort to this great decay may come shall be applied.
Lear kisses Cordelia's
For
hand.
us, we will resign during the life of this old majesty. To him, our absolute power. You to your rights with boot, and such addition as your honors have more than merited. All friends shall taste the wages of their virtue, and all foes the cup of their deservings. Oh, see, my poor fool is hanged. No more life.
Lear weeps over Cordelia.
Why should a dog, a horse, a rat have life, and thou no breath at all? Thou come no more. Never.
Lear lies beside Cordelia.
Oh, do you see this? Look, her lips. Look on her. Look
Lear gently touches her lip.
there.
Oh, break heart, prithee, break heart!
He faints. My lord.
Vex not his spirit. Call not back his ghost. He who hates him much, upon the rack of this cruel world to stretch him out longer.
He is gone, indeed.
It is a wonder. Yet at last endured this long. He had but usurped his life.
Friends of my soul, you twain rule in this realm, and the gorge state sustain.
My friends, I cannot stay. My master calls me, and I must not say go.
The weight of this sad time we must obey. Speak what we feel, not what we ought to say. The oldest hath borne most. We that are young shall never see so much, nor live so long.
They all bow their heads. The gentlemen, Albany and Cornwall, come in. They take hands and bow. They move to the left. Kent and Gloucester clasp hands. They too bow and move to the right. Edmund and Edgar wrap their arms around each other. They bow together and go to the right. Regan and Goneril holding hands. Regan bows, then Goneril. They exit holding hands to the left. Lear and Cordelia. Cordelia curtsies, Lear bows. The cast all clasp hands and take one bow together. They gesture to the production team. Take hands again and take a final bow. They clap for the audience and wave as they exit. Credits. Production staff: Director Benjamin Medeiros, Assistant Director and Stage Manager Delenn Martin, Producer Amy Clisser, Sound Design Operation Cameron Small, Audio Johnny Dalton. Credits continue. Costumes Casey Corsi, Props Juliana Small, Playbill Juliana Small, Original Artwork Megan Whitty and Brian Hutchins. Cast: Edmund Cameron Bates, Kent Charles Hughes, Gloucester Barbara Shapiro, King Lear Jacobite McPhee, Goneril Ashley Harmon, Regan Kelly McGowan, Burgundy Captain and Cornwall Danny DeRigo, Oswald King of France and Gentleman Anna Sheehan, Albany Servant Doctor Joe Rich, Cordelia and Fool Elise Blanchard, Edgar Christian Oberoi, Medfield TV crew: Director Katie Duvall, Technical Director and Editor Phil Silva, Camera Karen Adi, Jay Bible, Phil Silva, Graphics Andrea Kabachin, Production Assistants Mike Geegan, Jack O'Sullivan, Production Coordinator Andrew Willoughby, Multimedia Producer Amanda Tiemens, Executive Director Katie Duvall. Copyright 2023 Medfield TV.